Hi everyone, we're here at the Naval Air Station Joint Reserve Base in Fort Worth, Texas to tell you the story behind Holidays and Heroes. We're here with Captain Jonathan Townsend, Commanding Officer of the Naval Air Station Joint Reserve Base in Fort Worth, Texas. Thank you so much for being here with us. Can you tell us your experience with Holidays and Heroes, and as well as for the families here?
Right, so this is the second year that I've been involved with it, you know, on behalf of the sailors, soldiers, airmen, Marines, Coast Guardsmen that we have on the base. It is just a phenomenal sense. So Naval Air Station in North Texas, who would have figured? But I've been to a lot of different bases and a lot of different stations, and the support that exists here in general is phenomenal. It's unprecedented, but specifically the Holidays and Heroes. These folks they quite honestly don't get paid enough, and so any pressure that can be taken off them is a blessing.
I'm here with the founders of Holidays and Heroes, Carrie and Bob Article, in their lovely home. Carrie, why don't you start and share with us how Holidays and Heroes started and how it got to where it is today?
I think it was probably about 7 or 8 years ago. I heard a radio program, and they were featuring a chaplain that was stationed over in Kandahar, Afghanistan. He was trying to gather up stockings for all the soldiers. He wanted everyone that was on the base stationed there to get a stocking for Christmas. So I went to all the stores in the area that I could find red stockings, and I put them on all the doors in the neighborhood with a letter in the stocking saying what they were going to be for. And everyone took that to heart. They went shopping, they filled up those stockings, they bring them to my house, and by the time it was time for us to send those over to Afghanistan, we had filled up almost 300 stockings just from the people in this neighborhood. It was amazing. Well, fast forward, Bob and I built this house, and the first Christmas that we had in here, we wanted to do a holiday open house, but decided that we really wanted it to be a party with a purpose. The fact that we live so close to the base, everywhere we go, we see people in uniform. If it's to the gas station, if it's to the restaurant, the grocery store, you know, these are our neighbors. And so decided that maybe our party with a purpose could be to take care of local military families. So we met over at the base with the Command Master Chief, and we kind of told him what our vision was, and that vision being that we would like to sponsor local military families for Christmas. We'd like for them to fill out a wish list, and then I would take that wish list and find somebody that would want to sponsor them, much like an angel tree. But they would take that list and they would shop for that family, wrap the gifts, and then we would have a party for those families where they could come and get their gifts. And so the first year we did that was in 2015, and we took care of 38 families just in that first year, and it's just grown from there.
It's amazing. How many families did you have this year?
All together, 59 families.
Wow.
And that included 118 kids and 96 adults.
Now, Bob, with all of your involvement with Holidays and Heroes, can you share a few stories that have impacted you the most?
A couple of years ago, after the party was over, this woman and her 2 daughters were trying to gather up their gifts to get to the car. And I happened to be going by their table, and I said, "May I help you?" And she said, "That would be good." So we're walking the gifts out to the car. We put some gifts in the car, some in the trunk. She reached up to close the trunk, looked over at me and said, I never believed in Santa Claus, and I do right now."
Wow.
I thought that was kind of neat.
Well, I know for me, this was my first year being a part of Holidays and Heroes, and the Orticles graciously asked if I would be the entertainment this year, and I didn't know what to expect. I was so blown away, and any expectation was so surpassed by what I experienced. The families coming in, these children, the joy, the happiness on their faces, and seeing the gifts right there that these kids receive right then, and knowing that if they weren't there, they wouldn't have Christmas like this. It was just, it's life-changing, and it's made me more grateful. Just even in my own life, that's what this organization's done for me. And I can't wait till next year. Honestly, it's going to be great.
And that doesn't happen without sponsors. It doesn't happen without donors. It doesn't happen without the neighbors of Westworth Park here in Westworth Village. It doesn't happen without people. So there's a lot of people involved in this whole thing. And we thank them all. We really, really do. And Carrie, who has headed this thing up, has done a tremendous job. So pretty neat deal.
Yeah, I had an Air Force mom reach out to me to say what a blessing it was to her family, and it really just inspired her that she wanted to pay it forward to do something for somebody else. And maybe that wouldn't have happened had somebody not taken the time to see that her family was going to have a good Christmas. So I just want to thank you for your involvement and for making this happen. And if you see a military member out on the street and they're in uniform, just stop and tell them thank you. Don't let them feel invisible. Let them know that they matter. Thanks a lot for all your help and your support.
Well, from us here to you, Merry Christmas.